This week's project is just something quick. I wanted to turn, as I have a show coming up, so I wanted to have this on display so I could take custom orders for it. And hopefully you enjoy it, and stay tuned for next week when we return to some regular programming. For this week's project, I wanted something relatively quick. I have a sale coming up, which I'm preparing for, so I have a number of pieces on the go. But for this week, I decided to do, again, something quick and something that makes a good display at the show coming up. So I decided to do a cat urn. I've done urns before. I've done them on this channel. Typically, when I do an urn, it's custom designed for the individual, and I've done them for both cats and dogs. In this case, it's, again, just going to be a demo piece. So I started off by taking this piece of wood and cutting it up on my chop saw, and then putting it between centers, as you see here, and using my roughing gouge to make it round. A roughing gouge is much like a bowl gouge in that it is gouge shaped, but it's much heavier, so it takes the abuse of the piece being out of round. Now that I have it round, I've switched to my regular bowl gouge. It gives me a better cut. I'm still turning between centers, so occasionally it will slip. The drive center is spring-loaded, so you do have to keep tension on it, and you can see I'm tightening my tailstock up occasionally. Now I have my piece mounted in my chuck, and I'm starting to shape it. And again, for this, I'm using my bowl gouge, which, if you haven't followed my channel much, that is my go-to tool, is my bowl gouge. This cat urn, the shape I would think of maybe as a small perfume bottle. It's not a traditional urn shape, and again, it's very small. For this piece, I'm going to end up cutting a tenon, one which you can see on the right, which is the base of the urn, and then I'm going to turn a second one up at the left, a new tenon, which is going to be for the lid. The bottom is shaped, and now I've switched to my negative rake scraper, which just gives me a really nice surface and helps remove any tool marks. And now I'm starting to shape the cover of the urn. And for that, I'm just using my parting tool just to cut some reference lines in. And that's it there. Now to part the top off, I'm actually using a thin parting tool, which actually was a knife. And it's very, very thin, so it makes a good parting tool. Now I'm just using my traditional parting tool just to crisp up those edges and to give a little bit of lip where I'm going to part it off. And now it's pretty well shaped, and I'm starting to sand. I'm just sanding there, in this case where I've split it, separating the top from the bottom. And now I'm just going to turn and part off the piece on the top. Now I'm just going to refine the bottom a little more. I want this just to be a flat piece across the bottom, no base that it sits on, nothing like that, just a slight concave shape. There, that's the final shape. So now it's time for some sanding. And this is a very smooth piece. This wood turned really nice, gave a really nice finish right off the tool. So for this project, I'm just using a Forstner bit, and I'm drilling it out down to the bottom. Now, you could do it all with a tool, but why do that? You may as well make your life easier and drill it out. I will go in later with a gouge and enlarge it. I don't want it to be just a straight bore. I do want it to be as thin as I can. Now I'm doing a secondary turn here with a larger bit to put my fastening device in. Fancy name. In this case, I just use the top of a pop bottle. And I glue the male into the bottom of the urn and the female into the top. And here I am using a carbide tool, again enlarging the inside of the vessel. Here's the finished product. It turned out very nice. This wood took a really nice finish. It's got a nice gloss. There's a lot of chatoyance in this wood. It's actually, for a scrap piece of wood, turned out to be very, very nice. As you can see, I've laser engraved it. Typically, if I was doing this for a customer, I would put the actual cat's paw print on the top and obviously their name. But again, this was a sample for my show that's up and coming. Thank you very much for watching.